Hey guys, so authorities just held a press conference for missing 16-year-old Manny Collins, whose remains were found over the weekend. I'm going to be playing that press conference for you guys right now so that you have the latest information. As updates come out, I'll be sure to let you guys know, so make sure to follow.
Obviously, we no longer need the public's assistance to try to find Manny. Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, he's been found. I want the public to know also that the investigation is not stagnant. I think the fact that a 4-week search of the landfill illustrates pretty clearly the tenacity of law enforcement in bringing justice. This is a complex investigation, so we're going to be guarded about some information that we do share. That said, is that we are going to continue to work until we are able to seek justice for Manny's mom, Ashley. Other important partners have been helping us along the way, not least of which is the Midwest Regional Forensic Laboratory, which has conducted has processed the biological evidence. I will like to note, though, that we would continue to ask for the public's assistance, especially if they may know something about Manny or his habits in the last several months. But if somebody has a thought that might be helpful for investigators, the BCA resource line still exists, the 1-877-996-6222, or the BCA tip email address at bca.tips@state.mn.us. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank all the agencies that helped us with the search, not least of which is our federal and state partners who have been essential. The FBI flew in experts from Virginia on landfill searches that were able to help us coordinate our efforts to be the most efficient we can be with the staff. Over the course of the last 4 weeks, we literally had hundreds of searchers from over 30 different agencies. We had young people from forensic science colleges like Hamline University, to fire departments, to police departments, to sheriff's offices. All have been participating in this search. We literally combed through, at this point, almost 180,000 cubic feet of refuse, literally one rake at a time. I assure you it's a sobering experience to work in a landfill like that, only to discover someone else's child. Again, just to restate, the tenacity of law enforcement will keep moving forward from this date. We will find justice. Right now, the most important matter at this stage is that the medical examiner is conducting a review, and we're looking forward to hearing a cause of death. So, thank you.
We will open it up to any questions.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You guys to the landfill?
Yeah, that was, we were offered information that led to a video, and that video showed some evidence that would suggest the body might have made its way into a dumpster and into a garbage truck. So that's what led us.
Is Jordan Collins Sr. still in the area? Is he cooperating with investigators?
We're still talking to Jordan Collins Sr. So yes.
Is he a person of interest? Sure.
I'm going to step aside from that question for a moment. It's still all part of the ongoing investigation. But of course, the next stage for us is getting from the place now that we're at where we found the body. That's an important piece. There's lots of other forensic and medical examination that needs to be done before we take the next steps. But we're happy with the progress of the investigation, and we're going to keep moving forward until we get an arrest.
Can you all narrow down like when you found the remains, like Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, the human body was found on Saturday afternoon, and it took some time to make the DNA verification, and that DNA verification happened yesterday.
And were all of his remains recovered?
It's important that we maintain the integrity of the investigation, so I'm going to step aside from that question if you don't mind.
Can you explain again, you talked about it as 180,000 cubic feet. I mean, it took a month. What do you do? Do you dig deep into a landfill? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, actually landfill operator, Waste Management, can't speak highly enough of them. They've been enormously helpful. They geofence trash that goes into their landfill, so they had a pretty clear idea of which refuse to search through. They use the term cell, so they knew that the garbage truck we were interested would have made a deposit in a specific cell. Just interesting side note, that cell was 200 feet by 200 feet by 4 feet compacted, and so bigger than a football field, or something approaching a football field, only 4 feet deep of compacted trash. And it's one scoop at a time loaded in a truck, and then spread out, and then we go through it with rakes. It was a hand search with a rake. That's why it was so labor intensive. Literally something approaching 10,000 hours of work has been put in so far to raking through that refuse.
And just to go into that just a little bit more, so like if you knew that this dumpster in particular is of interest, was the garbage company able to tell you that that dumpster gets put in this area of the landfill, and that therefore that's where we should search?
It's more like the landfill knew where they had garbage trucks fill a cell. So they had a numbered cell, and they would sell trucks from that particular day would have all put their trash into that cell, and then they close the cell, and then they move on to another cell. So they're very organized in how trash is deposited.
And do you know where the truck came from, or anything about before it got to the landfill, like where the?
Yeah, all that would be known information. All the trucks are geo-tracked by their employers and such. So it was all important investigative work that was done. A lot of work was done behind the scenes with the detectives. It wasn't just the landfill. The detectives, both our detectives and Columbia Heights detectives, have been very active in backtracking that stuff. Yes.
On the suspect, do you have a person of interest right now?
Did it have a pickup in Columbia Heights? Is that?
Yes. Yes.
Can you tell about when the cause of death was? He's been missing since the 8th. Based on the detail of, you know a lot about where this garbage came from and when it happened. You've got a video. Any idea of the timeline? The time of death, not cause?
Well, he was last known to be alive May 8th, and we can backtrack the garbage truck to May 13th, so our time window would be in there.
And Sheriff, can you shed some more light on I mean, we've heard it, from the mother, some details, but what happened with Manny? Like, did he go to visit his father, and that's where he was missing? What can you tell us concerning, his last known movements when he was alive?
Yeah, I think I'm going to retain that information for now, if you don't mind.
Just follow up on the suspect situation. Questions were asked about his father, but in general, forget about his father. Is there a person of interest in this crime? I think you had made that
Yes.
clear earlier. There was.
Yes, there is a person of
But you
interest.
won't say who that is.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Just to go back to the video again, so the trash was taken from Columbia Heights. Is there a specific location, or did you want to share with us?
The dumpster was in Columbia Heights, and I'll leave it at that.
We'll take one more question.
How close are we to more news, such as a possible, I know you don't announce when arrest is going to be made, but might there be more news later today, or are we looking at significant time here?
We're in constant communication with the Anoka County Attorney's Office, and a decision on what the next steps of the case will be a collaboration between our office, Columbia Heights PD, and the Anoka County Attorney's Office. It's too soon for me to speculate on that, but we are waiting on forensic evidence to come back, some of the processing, those sorts of things.
Is this now a murder investigation?
Well, a dead body wound up in a landfill, so I guess draw your own conclusion, yes.